Beneath it in page 5, we see that don't just reform, cut waste. Sanusi president tells Peter side, sorry, tells federal government. We also see that beside it in Enugu emerges likely states to survive without FAAC allocation. That story can be found in page 26. And in page 8, Lagos government Oworun Shoki resident differs over demolition. We also see that Senate NSITF take over declaration of war on workers. NLC has come out to say in page 9 and threatens directives halting workers' fund deduction remittance. We also see that we have received threats from terrorists to bomb NASS reps reviews that alarm raises that alarm in page 9 and we page 8 I have been banned from US. Shoinka comes out to say page 30 we see that reps to probe NFF over 25 million FIFA grant. Now moving to the next newspaper front page, which is the Daily Trust newspaper. We see that Sanusi to federal government borrowing after subsidy removal is wrong. We also see that $1 billion debt bank takeover over Nest Oil. We also see that 8 years after threatening to tear green card, US revoke Shoinka's visa and Senate to scan service chief today. We also see that Port Harcourt refinery shut down. Now Nigeria loses 366.2 billion in months. Moving to the next newspaper front page, which is our Punch newspaper, we see that enrollees stranded as NHIS savers failures drags into weeks. Page 2 of that newspaper, and in page 21 we see that the visa collection, why I snubbed US embassy summons. So you can come out to make his statement. We also see that Hurricane Tinubu Taraba Plateau Adamawa government faces defection dilemma in page 2. We also see that in that same page that coup controversies military interrogates the MD and raids ex-governor's house. We also see that in page 3 that Senate set to grill new service chiefs today. And in page 3 we see that vote bullying won't decide Anambra's election. Amumpitan has come out to assure citizens. We also see that in page 7, hidden asset court rules Abba Kayari has case to answer and Senate to earn over states to earn over 4 trillion naira yearly from VAT reforms in page 39. Now moving to the story of the NHIS savers failure leaves enrollees stranded in weeks in Lagos. We see that several Lagos residents seeking to register the National Health Insurance Authority scheme has been left stranded for weeks due to the present saver failures of the agency Lagos office in Yaba. The system glitch has reportedly prevented officials from verifying applicants' national identification number (NIN), halting the entire enrollment process, forcing many to make repeated photo visits, frustrating enrollees, and saying the problem has lingered for weeks, which officials are citing connections failure to repeated transaction charges during attempts to access the NIN database. Many people in Lagos who want to register the Nigerian Health Insurance Scheme have been unable to do so because NHIS computer systems or servers have stopped working properly. But when NHIS staff try to register people, this system fails to connect with their National Identification Management Commission, that's NIMC database, which must assess and confirm each person's national identification number. As a result of this, hundreds of Nigerians have been queuing for hours going home unregistered. Now, NHIS officials say the problem comes from NIMC or Immigration Service System, which they must use to verify the names. However, both Immigration Service and NIMC deny having any servers problem. NIMC insists that their system is working fine, saying that other agencies like FRSC and other police agencies are using it without any issue. This means there's a blame going on between the two, going back and forth between NHIS and NIMC as well as FRSC. Now we'll be moving to the next news on Shoinka explains why he has ignored the US Embassy visa summon after revolution. We see that the Nobel lecturate Professor Soyinka Wole has revealed why he declined the invitation from U.S. Embassy in Lagos for visa re-interview in September. The 91-year-old playwright said he is uncomfortable with September 11 date set for the appointment, describing it as superstitious. Now, giving its link to 2001 terror attack in the US, Shoinka disclosed that during the media parley in Lagos titled On Daring Saga, Idi Amin in Whiteface, he confirmed that the U.S. consulate has revoked his visa later date to October 23, 2025, citing information as emerged after it was issued. The letter was requested from him to return for his visa physical cancellation and instruction that Soyinka described as humorous, saying that he would not personally deliver it despite the revocation. Now, the revocation comes amid the U.S. visa restriction for Nigerians since July this year. Most U.S. non-diplomatic visas issued to Nigerians are now single-entry visas, valid for 3 months. And even in August this same year, the U.S. mission also began the applicants to disclose all social media handles used for past 5 years as part of the enhancing of security. The U.S. visa restriction, while aimed at tightening security, have reduced a lot of or caused a lot of problem, including the travel between Nigeria and U.S. immigrants. Now we're going to be moving to the next newspaper front page, which is the Guardian newspaper. We see the first ban vindicated. Aberration Tribunal dismisses GHL's $780 million claim. We also see the big headline that election year to test Nigerians reform momentum grows growth recovery in page 6. And in page 3, we see that manufacturing endangered as sector shared 18,935 jobs in HI 2025. We also see that the rep raises alarm over terrorist threat to bomb National Assembly in page 4. And power tussle rocks APC as leaders split over defection. The multi flags defection in page 3. In page 6, Obi worries about drugs trafficking through crucial service in page 7, and Minister of the Guardian partners on national youth restoration in page 5. We also see that the local constructors accuses federal government of withholding 760 billion naira payments and threatens to protest in page 8. We also see that Nigerian among the least connected by the air despite huge potential in page 22. Now we'll be going on a short break. When we come back, we'll be diving into our tech news. Do stay with us.
We launched the first edition of Idea Persons of Interest on October 15th, and it sparked remarkable curiosity across audience. Across Africa, brilliant minds are driving innovation in science, technology, education, and beyond. Now we proudly present the second edition of Idea Persons of Interest, an inspiring bulletin from Idea TV dedicated to celebrating Africa's most exceptional minds and changemakers. These are not just thinkers, they are doers and visionaries defining possibilities across Africa. Their stories aren't about fame or status, they're about originality and purpose. Idea Persons of Interest is more than recognition. It's a tribute to Africa's untold excellence. Coming soon. Idea Persons of Interest, celebrating Africa's brightest.
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is your newspaper review on Idea Television. I remain Jacobs Deborah. Now we'll be diving into our tech news, and first on our list is Amazon to cut 14,000 jobs as AI automation rehabs workforce. We see that Amazon has announced the plan to lay off 14,000 corporate employees worldwide as it accelerates its push into artificial intelligence. The job cuts affect major divisions including AWS Prime Video, Alexa advertising, and human resources, with more layoffs expected next year. The company says the move is part of its effort to reduce bureaucracy and cost after pandemic era. Overhearing CEO and the JC says that AI is transforming operation, automating routine tasks and enabling faster innovation. Now, affected employees will receive a 90-day window to find new roles within Amazon, and this marks a largest job reduction since 2022. Tech giants shift focus to AI cloud infrastructure, investing over 118 billion this year in Amazon. Meanwhile, the US lawmakers are raising concerns over the impact of automation on employment, with Senator Bernie Sanders calling the founder Jeff to address the potential large scale of job losses linked to robotic and AI. This isn't Amazon's first major layoff cycle. The company has cut more than 27,000 jobs between 2022 and 2023, citing similar reasons: cost cutting and reducing after over expansion. We also see that this particular move has actually affected a lot of sectors in the particular country, which has to do with the job creation sector as well as the tech economic sector. And we say that we leave a question on our heart, stating that: will AI take our jobs, or is AI here to take our jobs from us? But Amazon assures that the artificial intelligence is to handle tasks that humans used to do and not to take the jobs, instead to make it more proficient and better. Now we're moving into the next tech news. We see that Foxconn to deploy humanoid robots in Navida US AI server factory. We see that Foxconn, the world's largest electronic manufacturer, a key producer of NVIDIA AI server, has announced a plan to deploy humanoid robots and its hosting plant by early 2026. According to the routers, the robotic will be powered by NVIDIA new GROOTN model and will work on production lines, making the facility one of the first AI-driven smart factories in the world. Foxconn chairman Young Liu says that the move marks a major step towards building a world-leading benchmark AI factory as company expand AI servers production across Texas and California to meet surging global demands. The collaboration underscores NVIDIA and Foxconn's shared vision to integrate robotic and artificial intelligence into advancing and manufacturing potential, transforming AI data centers that are built and operated. Now, Foxconn has done this experiment before with automation of over decades, but this is the first time it's deploying humanoid robotic at scale. Around 2014 to 2016, Foxconn announced it was replacing up to 6,000 factory workers in China with its own robotic arms called Foxbots. These were single task machine used for screwing and welding, not humanoid robots, but many projects stalled due to the technical limitations and cost. Now, powered by NVIDIA, new GROOT AI models are used to learn and adopt, performing multiple complex tasks like human beings. Now, this is different because the AI plus robotic integration, that's the robotic, will use the NVIDIA GPUs and real-time perception system to learn assembly process. It's also different because the smart factory design, that's hosting plants, will be one of the first to operate in AI factory, meaning that robotic sensors and cloud system communicate autonomously. The US-based animation also, this move also supports the high-tech manufacturing back at US, especially the sensitive ones that has AI servers components. Now, these concerns that are raised from this particular issue and the previous tech story we took was the job displacement. Now, so many people are asking, or so many citizens are coming out to ask if the robotics and AI has come to actually take their jobs from them, because now so many work that were done by human beings are now being taken by this robotic. Now, for the Foxconn robots, we hear that lifting of will I say lifting of heavy implements in the factory are being done by this robot, and also cutting and sawing of so many will I say company products are actually done by this robot. Now, for Amazon, the human resource, let's say advertising, all of which will be taken by AI, and this leaves so many citizens out of, or displaced out of their particular role at that Amazon and Foxconn. Now, we also see safety regulations. We know that so many data will be provided to these particular robots if we want them to work as we want. So many data will be given to this particular robot to perform certain activities, and we're asking, these data that are given to the robot, are they safe? Company data that are being released to this particular robot on how they should carry out their company activities, are they safe in the hands of this robot, or can they be compromised? We also see the cost and the reliability of this particular robots and AI usage. We see that there's people are asking, or companies, or will I say small companies are actually asking, would they be able to afford this particular robot to help them in their companies, or this AI web to actually help them to perform some company tasks in the company. But we want to watch and see what AI and also the Fastcon robotic will do in the coming year 2026. We want to see the change, but in all of it, we are saying AI shouldn't take our job, and AI shouldn't stand for us. We can still work, but like we always say in on Idea Television, we state that you should always try to revolve around the information and innovation that is actually going on in or around you, so that you can be able to keep up with the future, so that AI will not take your job. Now we've come to the end of our newspaper review. We'll be drawing the curtain here. But before we go, we would be urging you to actually follow us on all our social media platforms. It's displayed on your screen, and also on Idea Television on YouTube. Do well to subscribe, so that pop-up notifications will be coming when programs like this come up. After now, we'll be having the Idea Morning Digest, so do stay glued to your screen after now. And like I would always say, stay informed, stay safe. Bye for now.